Jesus says, self-knowledge is the greatest task of every human being on earth. September 3rd, 2017. Words from Jesus through Sister Clare, spoken by Jackie. Jesus began, "My people, there is no greater work than coming to know yourself, aside from coming to know me. From birth onward, you are conditioned by the words of those who care or care not for you. Parents are feeding their children much of their own viewpoint of the world. They project upon their children the very things they hoped and dreamt they could be, or their negative, failure-influenced view of the world and of others. To me, you are the most beautiful of my creation, perfect in all respects, until you are twisted by those who do not know me or themselves. They set the direction for your lives by their fears, expectations, their experiences, their failures and successes. So there is a natural bias in any family that is projected onto you from childhood and even birth. Then you step out into the world from under the shelter of your family life, and the world slaps you down. People disappoint, deceive, steal, and lie, and if you haven't experienced that in your family, it is quite a shock. Then there are others, few and far between, who are kind and always have good things to say to build you up. So please take all this into consideration. You are not anything anyone has told you. You are. Your task is to uncover the real you, and I promise you, you cannot do it without me. I will show you the love and the gentle correction and truth that you need to embrace to blossom into who I created you to be. You will discover these things with me in your quiet times and even in your day-to-day life if you are looking and listening for me in every event. Not one thing passes in your lives without my presence and my permission. Everything is ordained to be a lesson, but to perceive it, you must listen very carefully. For some, I will send a soul I myself have formed, who will also be of help to you in discovering yourself. They will be loving and willing to take the time to help you find your way. These, however, are rare opportunities that very few ever get. When you encounter one of these, you will have one of two reactions: a loving acceptance and a teachable spirit, or resentment and a built-in resistance to everything they tell you. The second reaction is the old sin nature that comes with a soul when they are born. It is the self-preservation instinct, whether it be a need to have more money, more food, more friends, more control, more power over others in situations, or the need to feel important and protect the weaknesses inside of you that you've been running from for years. For those in this state, it will be extremely painful to be in the presence of a guiding soul. You will feel threatened at the level of your whole being. Your foundations laid to survive the world will be cracked and falling apart. The sense of vulnerability and fear of losing the image you have been holding on to in order to survive in the world crumble. Your very existence will be threatened. Some of you already know this has to happen because your life has not blossomed. Something is very wrong, because nothing has developed into anything solid. Rather, you have gone from disappointment to disappointment, rejection and failure. These failures will reinforce your need to close off to people and protect yourself. And one of the arguments the enemy will use is, they don't understand you. You are special. You are different, deeper than they are. Let me caution you here, children. This is the lie from Satan to continue to cut off all the roads to your happiness and success in life. Situations go sour because no one understands you, or so you are told. This causes you to insulate yourself even more with layers of lies about how different, how special you are, and that the world is not good enough for you. Satan plays on your vanity and insecurity. He builds blind spots into your personality so you cannot see what you are responsible for in situations that fail. This is done to further isolate you from the truth about yourself and make you more defensive and judgmental of others. Let me assure you, you are fearfully and wonderfully made, full of gifts and abilities I put there to cause you to blossom into the abundant life I ordained for you from the foundation of the world. But those around you are also fearfully and wonderfully made as well. They have suffered life's bruises and bumps as you have. Some have opted for the lie that they were too special for the world and misunderstood. Yes, that is in part true, because you were made for me and for heaven, and this world can be a terrible place. But as long as you're living your father's or mother's vision of who you are, you will not know yourself. You discover yourself through me, spending time with me, reading and understanding the scriptures, seeing how I dealt with people in the past, seeing what true virtue and true wickedness are, and in the process of doing that, being profoundly honest with yourself, asking important questions. Lord, am I like that? Lord, do I do that? I promise that when you ask in that way, the answer will not be long in coming. I'm eager to love you and to educate you about who I am, who you are, and who you are not. Part of my eagerness is to prepare you to face the deadly traps set for you every day by the enemy. If you know who you are and what your weaknesses are and how you are likely to get caught in a trap, in short, if you know yourself as well as the demons know you, you have a fighting chance as long as you cleave to me with all your heart, strength, and understanding. But if you think you can do it all on your own, you will live a life of disappointment and failure, questioning why things are so difficult and falling apart. It is because you do not know yourself, and Satan does. You do not have the life skills to outsmart him, but I do. But until you make up your mind to give me total control of your life and put yourself under my instruction, seeking to discover the good, the bad, and the ugly about yourself, you will wander in circles, wondering what you were supposed to do with your life. And much of the potential and talent that lies within you, untapped, will wither and grow old as you go from one struggle to the next, just to make ends meet and stay alive. I'm offering you a better way, a way that will lead to success and fulfillment, a way that will lead to joy and meaning in your life and to those around you, because you will continue to blossom, put forth sweet fruit, and enrich your world. For this to happen, you must be brave and challenge the premises your life has been built on. You must be able to see what worked in your life and what didn't work. You must be ready and willing to change those things that didn't work. Repent and confess the wrongs you did to yourself and others. You must be willing to be taken apart bit by bit and put back together again by my loving and merciful hands. I will do away with the old, the hurtful, the failed ways of the past. I will heal and rebuild you into the glorious creature I intended you to be. Glorious not as the world perceives it, but as I perceive it. Your greatest feelings will be profound peace and confidence that God is in control and you have nothing to fear because He turns all things to good. And if you are fortunate enough to be given access to one who has already made that journey, happy you will be if you follow their counsel.